Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Today, we are going to be talking about something that you should be doing. It's so beneficial for your health. Studies have been done that this should be taking place at least once a week, and many of us struggle with it, myself included. So we're going to get some help on that. Kendall Knight joins us from homeyogaandfitness.com. And Kendall, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
Good. And you have somebody with you, Jolyn. Is it Jolyn?
Yes. Yeah, it's Jolyn.
Yeah. You guys work. Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. You guys work together, right?
Yes. We're gonna talk about the really cool stuff in a little bit. What Jolyn Merowitz is bringing to home yoga and fitness. So what she's doing out of this space. So yeah, she's coming in here and working her magic at home yoga.
Well, the one thing that we're going to talk about, and we're going to get to all of that, but the one thing I was starting with was meditation. It's so key. It's so important. Talk to anybody who is, a health professional. They'll tell you, you should take some time to meditate. And I can tell you the last time, I'm embarrassed. I don't even want to say this. I just don't even want to go there. The last time I meditated was probably 4 years ago. I could tell you where I was. I could tell you the time of the day. It was okay. And I can't get myself either to find the time to get in that space, to just do it right. We all need help. Help us out with that, Kendall.
Okay, awesome. Well, I think the thing is that so many people, as you say, you haven't meditated for over 4 years now. A lot of times people have this idea of, okay, find a quiet space. It's yes. But you don't have to just find that quiet space, sit in Sukhasana, put your hands on your knees, close your eyes. There's many different forms of meditation. I should say there's first two types of meditation. So I'm going to kind of retract that. There's concentration and there's visualization. So a lot of the times the concentration meditation is what we usually think of, it just sitting there, closing our eyes. Maybe you count.
Thinking, meditating, right?
Yeah. So you can meditate while you're walking. So do a movement meditation as well. So it doesn't have to be, the focus is to just focus on one thing, right? So if you can continue to focus on that one thing, you're out in nature. And we talked about in the last podcast, how important I feel it is to get outside and be one with earth. That's a great way to just get in your meditation time, find that clarity, go outside, clear your mind. Or you can sit, like we kind of talked about, in that Sukhasana, which is a cross-legged position, taking your hands on your knees. You can take some type of mudra. We'll talk about mudras in another podcast. And close your eyes and just steady your breath and start moving into your meditation. Again, kind of working on that monkey mind, because what's happening is typically all of us, our minds are wandering. How can we draw it back, right?
Yep. Maybe
concentrating on tasting. What are we seeing behind closed eyes? Seeing. Just so I could go into this for like hours on end. So I just want to touch base on it for part of this podcast. But and then there's visualization meditation. So visualization is something that typically I would take you through, or somebody else would facilitate. Again, I talked about Insight Timer, and that's a great app to get on your phone. And it has tons of meditations on it. So even if you just take 5 minutes, or even throw one on when you go out for a walk outside, it's important. Definitely. I'm happy that you're honest. I haven't meditated in 4 years. It's important that we really do try to take time and be with ourselves each day, whether it is sitting in stillness. I typically, for myself, my oldest son gets up from 5 to 6, gets on the bus. 6 to 7 is kind of my Kendall time, where I do my meditation time. And I used to really focus and fixate on the length of it. And now it's however it works out. If I want to listen to a visualization, that's great. I love them, but I do like to sit quietly on my own. I have this big chair I usually sit in my living room, and I just close my eyes and I just be with my body and my breath so that I can calm down for the day, because I'm already naturally a very yang person, busy. So that Insight Timer is such a great app to use for people. So just having the time to break away, walking, sitting. You can lay and meditate as well, either doing that concentration. Now, the concentration meditation, I think, is so hard, and that's what really makes it hard for people to want to meditate, because just sitting there and really focusing on one thing, whether you're doing the counting,
Yep.
Like I said, that monkey mind really starts to wander, and then it starts to get people discouraged. So unless you've been really meditating for many years, I wouldn't say start out sitting in quiet and being with your own thoughts.
4 years ago, and you know what I think it is for a lot of people? We're afraid to fail. Like I'm afraid to go back there because it was okay. It was all right for the first time. I think I was using Headspace at that time, the app. And then I was just like, and maybe I tried it a couple of other times and I just couldn't. And the monkey mind is a great description. Like your head is just, blah, 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 and it's like, stop. I just want to get in my zone. I have a friend who tells me that she's very metaphysical. She says, for me to meditate, I pretend I'm getting into an elevator. The elevator goes down to the ground floor and walks out on a beach. And that's what she's visualizing when she's meditating. She's walking on the beach. She does her thing, gets back in the elevator and goes back up. And now she's back, I guess, to reality. But thank you for that app. I actually did download it, but I haven't used it yet. It's next. It's coming up.
It's just calling your name.
Yeah. So the other, maybe we should even just get right down to what is meditation? Because what you said before, and I'm just starting to do that now, is maybe I'm driving and I start to think and focus, or maybe not the best place to meditate, but, whether you're walking or doing whatever, it's getting into a certain zone where you're in your own zone. Maybe we should explain what meditation should be or what it is.
No, well, really just what we've already touched base on, right? It's just taking the time to really think about one thing. And so just getting into I always just think of getting into your own body is what it is for me. It's just like yoga for me. Yoga is a movement meditation for me. So when I get onto my mat, it takes me to magical, it's like, I call it my magic carpet. And it takes me to these magical places that I've never been before, because I'm completely honing in, getting into every cell, every fiber of my being, and allowing the movement to focus on and be my meditation. So I think that we just really, whatever's going to work for somebody to be able to step in. Well, I use that term often, to step in. How can you step in? And even with talking about movement meditation on the mat in yoga, so many times in my yoga classes, I'll say that, like, how much are you in your body right now? Like, are you worrying about your grocery list? Are you worrying about your friend's last text message from you? When you step into your movement meditation, and it's good we're talking about this. When you step into your movement meditation, you need to be here now, not over here, right? In your body, focusing on your breath, because then you're doing the breath work, right? And being at your home, ergo home yoga and fitness, but being in your home, being in your body, in your space at that time, and just focusing on it. So I actually chose a visualization that I did want to do on this podcast. Sure. But listen to it, they can kind of start to understand the difference between concentration and visualization meditation.
And thank you, by the way, for the clarification of home yoga and fitness, because now I made the connection, and that's awesome. It really is. Now I get it. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's my home.
This is our home. That's your home, and sometimes you need to go home, like up here. I would love if you could guide us through something. We have time. Let's do it.
All right. So we're going to close our eyes. Again, maybe you're sitting in your chair, you're sitting on the floor. If you're sitting in the floor, you're taking Sukhasana, which is cross-legged position. Just closing those eyes, really allowing them to sit deep back in the back of the skull, allowing the eyelids to fall heavy. And start to take some slow, deep rounds of breath, letting go of any tension. And as you feel yourself sinking into the surface you're resting on, becoming still, more comfortable and relaxed. Take another slow, deep breath and release your thoughts, letting them drift far away. Know that in this moment, all is well. I want you to start to bring your awareness into your heart center, Anahata, your fourth chakra, the energy center in the middle of your chest. And find a softness there. Imagine all of the energy you've sent out into the world lately coming gently back home to your heart, helping you to feel more whole and more complete. Quietly receive this energy and know that all is well, and you can simply be here. Relax and receive. Bring yourself more fully into your heart, as if you were standing there now inside a cozy room. Soon you'll notice a doorway, and as you walk through it, you'll find yourself at the edge of a forest, looking down a long, winding trail. It's late afternoon, and the light is soft. The air is warm, and as a breeze finds you, you can smell pine. The sweet scent of the forest floor and the yellow buttercups and blue bonnets along the trail before you. The path beckons, and it feels like the perfect day for a walk, so you set off on your way. The forest is quiet, and your steps are soft on the spongy ground. And as you walk along, you're soon enveloped by a peaceful feeling of enchantment, slowing everything down, taking you deeper and deeper within. Soon it feels as if you've entered another world, like a dream, where the shapes and colors of the forest glow from within, coming gently alive. Your path leads to a little stream, one you can easily step across, and you stop to look in at the clear water. The bright copper-colored stones and the little fish darting here and there in their current. Your path winds its way through ancient firs and oaks tangled with vines until you come upon a huge boulder in the shape of a human heart. Standing before this boulder, you take it in for a moment and you feel your own heart begin to open and expand in response, preparing you for what's to come. Stepping quietly around the boulder, you discover a small clearing, a meadow filled with wildflowers and waving grass. Entering the clearing, you come upon a solitary deer who immediately senses your presence and looks up to face you. As your eyes meet, you're flooded with a sense of awe and wonder at the beauty of this creature. The deer is totally at home in this setting, as if he were an extension of the plants, trees, and even the air you're sharing. And in the deer's eyes, you don't see fear, but recognition, as if he were expecting you. You're here to make a discovery, and the deer is here to help you. Standing very still, you feel the unspoken connection between the two of you, and soon the deer begins speaking to you telepathically as you hear his words resonate within your mind. Reality is upside down. Although this may seem like a dream, I am very real. But in your life, what you think of as your problems are imaginary. Look all around me are gifts. The trees, the moss on the rocks, the air, the water. You have gifts all around you also. Do you see them? Take a moment to consider one situation in your life and let the gifts surrounding it come into focus. The deer continues. In winter, snow covers most of the ground, but I find a few leaves to eat, or I become very quiet and rest to conserve energy. I am humble and cooperative and therefore can live and appreciate this world, a world that offers me everything. Do not worry, do not fear. Everything comes as you need it, and all is in perfect order. Life is in motion behind every leaf and blade of grass, creating the scenery. Observe. Take another moment to view your life through the eyes of this beautiful animal and see what you've not seen before. Know what you have not known. Sensing you have just a bit more time in this encounter. Listen for any other messages the deer and the forest itself can share with you. It will soon be time to bring this journey to a close. But first, ask for a sphere of light to be placed all around you and this experience so that all the positive benefits will stay with you and anything that you've released can be left behind. As always, it's important to thank yourself for giving yourself this beautiful gift. Bring your awareness slowly and gently back to your physical surroundings. Take time to open your eyes, maybe move your feet, shrug your shoulders.
Wow.
So,
all I want to do right now is take a walk in the woods. And
right?
I truly mean that. Like I feel like I've been missing out. And the woods are like right over there, but everybody were so busy. And I did realize something in the very beginning. I felt guilty. Like I'm here to talk with you and I felt guilty going into that. And I think maybe that's why a lot of people have issues with meditation, because you're taking that time away from everybody else, you know, life, family, blah, blah, blah. And there's guilt. There's some guilt there. But can I get the Kendall app, by the way? Do you have an app? Is there a meditation?
Well, that's what we're moving into. Jim Calm is collaborating with me on a CD. It's going to be Chapman Stick and then my quartz crystal bowls. We're going to play it all together. And then I'm going to make different tracks where I'm doing visualization guided meditations.
Do it.
So that we'll get a copy of that, Steve.
Do it. And I had the first encounter with the bowls a couple of weeks ago. I think last week we talked about the cacao ceremony.
Yes,
I heard about the bowls. I'm like, yeah, what's a big deal? When it was only one. When it got played, it stopped me dead in my tracks. And I could feel it inside. And it was just powerful. Now I get it. Like I totally get it. But that meditation was great. And there was a couple of times where I wavered a little bit and then I came back to center. And especially when the deer showed up, you know, I felt like I was looking inside the deer's eyes and I felt like the deer had a message for me. And just the moss on the rocks, the detail and everything was just, you know, I wanted to focus on that. Like you made me do it.
Yeah, and it's so important. That's the thing. I think, like you said, that guilt piece, right? And it's how can we step away from that guilt? Because it's important for self-care. It's important to look after ourselves, but we're typically like the last person we're putting behind us. And I think that's why too I do what I do, right? Because I'm a mom, I have 2 kids, one with special needs, and I'm really, really busy. Jolynn has 3 children. You know, we're busy. So if we don't consciously take the time, and I always tell everybody to thank yourself, because I can't physically make you do it. The yoga, meditation, the Reiki, any of it, right? Massage, I can't make you do it. You have to take the time. So we have to give ourselves such gratitude for that and really trying to soften and lessen that guilt aspect of it too, eh?
Yep, absolutely.
It makes me a better person. We're more productive. We're more at peace. I feel like I'm a better mom when I meditate and go and show up for myself each day.
But unless you realize it, unless you get it, you don't get it. Like when it comes to working out, a lot of people don't realize the chemicals that get released and how it's making you a better person. But either you look at it 2 ways. I feel guilty because I'm working out. I should be doing this or should be doing that. Or the other side of it is, I got to go to the gym. It's going to be work. I don't want to do that. Well, you want to do that because it's going to be so much more beneficial once you get out of the gym and then go back the next day and get out. I haven't gone to the gym in a couple of days and I feel it. Like I feel like it makes such a huge difference. Same thing with meditation.
Yeah. Movement, right? My new thing that I've been saying is, because I can kind of get caught up when it comes to movement and I got to do this today. I got to do this. Is any movement is good movement. Mm-hmm. So if you put something in the day, whatever that looks like, just gratitude that you got that time in.
Yeah, that's a great way to look at it. I'm sorry. I missed you, Jolene. I was talking. Say again.
Going for a walk. Walking is so beautiful and easy, but it's underrated.
You're 100% right.
Walk is going to help you in your day.
And it's so easy. I could just open the door and go right now, but it's like, well, I got this to take care of. I got to work on this and blah, blah. What's 15 minutes? What's 20 minutes? The weather's better, nicer now. just take the time to do it because it'll make you a better person. But I think a lot of us we don't see that. We don't actually see that, the benefits of it.
Well, it definitely will edify your life.
Yeah. So the two of you work together on a women's group at Home Yoga and Fitness. Tell us about that.
So Jolyn Merowitz she's leading the Full Moon Women's Group. I'm just here to facilitate or help her in any sort of way as the owner and operator of Home Yoga and Fitness. But I'm going to pass it off to her so she can talk about the Full Moon Women's Circle and all the beautiful things that are happening here at Home Yoga.
Sure.
This is the most perfect spot for a women's circle. And I've dreamt of doing this for a few years, and I've been to quite a few women's circles, and I've done retreats. And I wanted to create a safe place for women to gather under a full moon, to find connection, to feel empowered, to feel seen, to feel heard. Last night we did our second women's circle and we wrote poetry. We meditated, we did a little bit of yoga, a little bit of movement, some breath work. The first women's circle, we did lion's breath. We journaled. There's so many different avenues, and so many things that I want to do with the women, but creating a place where women can come together and to feel safe and feel heard, and where we explore our feminine side, where we explore and tap into ourselves, as Kendall says in yoga, of stepping into us. And we talked about guilt last night. We talked about mom guilt and, taking the time for ourselves to nourish ourselves, and that in return, we're better mothers, we're better spouses, partners, better friends, when we take that time to take care of ourselves.
It's so important. And I'm very much a guy's guy, but people say I have a feminine side too. So I totally get it. And I'm going to share it. Like, journaling is so important. And here's my journal. I have like 3 of them. Okay.
I love it.
Well, wait a minute. This one was given to me by the Girl Scouts because I'm on the board, and it's super cool. Courage, confidence, character. They sent it to me just as a random gift. And I was thinking about journaling. Here's the problem. It's empty. I haven't even gotten to it. Just like meditation, I have to do it. And it's so important. And more, I talk to people like you. I represent everybody listening and watching right now. You realize that, you got to do that. It's getting your thoughts out, thinking about things, putting it down on paper. And then the other benefit is, 10 years, 5 years from now, going back to it and saying, oh, that's where I was in life. That's what I was thinking at that time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so powerful, journaling. We both journal every single day, and I love looking back at my journals.
It's beautiful. We wrote poems last night, and some of the women were hesitant, like, I'm not a poet. And it's like everyone wrote it, and everyone wrote the most beautiful poems. And I love going back to my journals and reading the poems that I've written, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, whether it was a sad moment or a happy moment. And everyone did it last night, and they did a beautiful job, and we all shared our poems with each other afterwards.
That's super cool. And it doesn't have to rhyme. It doesn't have to be a masterpiece. It's just some thoughts. That's it.
That's the beauty about poetry, is there's no rules.
Yes.
There is no rules. You write in whatever way you want to write.
Yep. You guys do some really good stuff there. Why don't you talk about some of the other services, Kendall?
So we're still, like I said before in the other podcast, we're doing the restorative, which is once a month, the first Saturday. And it can also be from the Zoom link as well. Restorative yoga, and then live music. Jim's playing the Chapman here. I'm doing all my quartz crystal bowls. Mm-hmm. I am doing the Reiki. Well, I've been doing the Reiki already quite a while. The distance Reiki is something new that we added on and we talked about last week, which I'm really excited about. And I've been working with Lily in Comox, BC, back and forth doing distance Reiki. She's been working on me. I've been working on her. We have massage out of this space as well.
We are not available.
And
you might have heard something while you were talking. I hear you totally clear. So if you heard something, disregard it. Totally, I heard it. Every single word. Not a worry at all. Yeah.
So we have the massage, we're doing nutrition out of here, personal training. We have the spin camp, as always, the yoga classes, and the beautiful, and now this Full Moon Women's Circle. And really it's amazing and empowering for a group of women to come together and really show their forces. And it takes a lot of bravery and courage to do that as well, and vulnerability for anybody. And that's what we are doing here, is we've really created this beautiful environment. And I say we because every single person that walks through this door or gets online with me, like, you're a part of this right now. We're all a part of this collectively together in building home yoga and fitness. It's union. And so it's so amazing for me to see all these pieces just getting added and added, almost like Lego blocks, and to have Jolyn stepping in. And I mean, she is so amazing leading the women's circle. And it's just, I'm really happy that we've talked about this for like years. Mm-hmm. And I finally was just like, Jolyn, I mean, come on now, let's just do it. Let's go for it, girl. And so we're just keep on.
I love your energy, the two of you. I love your passion. I'm happy to be a part of it in some regard. The virtual, we have like seconds left, but the virtual part, how do people find links? Is it on your website?
Yes. So you go to www.homeyogaandfitness.com. You want to get on any class, the Zoom links are available. So anybody all over the world can just click on the Zoom link. My Venmo and Zelle options are on the website. So how you can pay me is there. It's very accessible. And then I just admit you into the class. So anybody can be doing this with us, which I love so much about Zoom. And we just actually did some video footage in the space here before we did the podcast with one of my good friends, Shannon, and through Luna Lux photography as well. But she's going to start putting together a video as well for the space, some clips, and we're going to see how that works out. And that's also going to be able to be accessed on the website. And all of these podcasts are going on the website.
You guys are, I feel like it's like you're blowing up over there. Like you're starting at one level and it's just like the plane is taking off for home yoga and fitness. And good luck.
We're feeling it.
Yeah. And thanks for the meditation moment. Damn it, I needed that.
You're welcome.
It's like too much going on at once. Sometimes you need to take a second. Kendall and Jolyn, great talking with you. Go to homeyogaandfitness.com to check it all out, and look forward to getting together next time. And I'm waiting for the app. I'm waiting for the Kendall app.
I'm gonna work on that too.
Me too. All right, we'll catch up next time. Thanks a lot.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you can now listen live on the MyTuner Radio and online Radio Box apps for iOS, Android, and the Amazon App Store. Or check us out online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com or search Podcast Business News Network on onlineradiobox.com/US so you don't miss a minute of the action.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, I mean, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.